In this video, I'm going to show you how to create a membership website with WordPress. I will specifically show you how to create a gym membership website where you can sell membership packages to your customers. With this website, you are not only limited to creating a gym membership website, you can also create a membership website for your course, coaching, counseling, or even informational content. And this is the exact website we'll be creating in this very tutorial. Before we get started, let me show you exactly what you get by the end of this tutorial. So if users land on the home page of my website, the first thing they notice is the header of my website, where I have the logo at the left side, the menu in the middle, and a button at the far right side. Before that, I have this top bar where I have login/register. With this, users of my website will be able to use it in order to log in or register onto the website. Upon logging in onto the website, users will now see a different menu on top right here instead of login/register. I will show you that in a moment. Apart from the home page, we also have our classes page, which I will be showing you how to add with a call to action on the same page. We have the about page. Apart from the membership packages we saw on the home page, we also have a dedicated page for the membership packages, which I've called plans. You can give it whatever name you want. And right here, you see the same membership packages. We also have the blog page, which you can use to drive traffic onto your website. Also on the menu, we have the contact page, which I've linked to this button. So if I click on it, it will take me to the contact page, which our customers can use in order to get in touch with us. Awesome. So now let's assume I am a customer and I want to log in or register onto the website. All what I need to do is go ahead and click on login/register, and it will take me to the login page. If I am an existing customer, all I need to do is enter in my username or email address and also enter my corresponding password. Then I go ahead and click on login. If I'm new, I can easily click on join now, which will take me to the membership packages. From here, I go ahead and choose the particular membership package I want. Let's assume I want to go annually, that is the platinum. I click on subscribe, and it will bring me to this very page where I fill in my details. If for instance you have selected the platinum membership package in error, you can easily click on change, and it will take you back to the membership packages level. So I'll go ahead and choose diamond. As you can see, I now have diamond plan right here. Now let's quickly fill in the details. First thing I do is enter in my username. I will choose a password. I will go ahead and confirm it. Going down, I enter in my email address. I will also go ahead and confirm it. Going down, I click on checkout with Paystack. So I will show you how you can add payment gateways onto your website. It should be noted that Paystack is a payment gateway in Africa, and I will be showing you some alternatives that you can use if you are not in Africa. So this is in a test mode, so I'll choose any of these card options. Choose success. Then I go ahead and click on pay 499 Ghana cedis. Payment is successful, and I will be redirected back to my website. And you can see that the membership has been confirmed. Okay, I've just received an email alert. Right on this page, you see every single detail about the membership order. You can even go ahead and print out your receipt if you want. Now, if I go up, you see that I now have different links on the top header, and one is welcoming me back. I have one link which is membership account, and the last one is logout. So if you log in, you won't see login or register, you see logout, which you can easily use in order to log out of the website. So now if I click on membership account, it will bring me onto this page where I have the name of the package I've selected, which is diamond plan. I can change it if I want. I can also go ahead and cancel it if I don't need the package anymore. Going down, you see my account details. I can edit my profile from here. I can change my password as well as logout. And right here contain details of the order I've just made. Awesome. Now if we scroll down a bit, you see the same menu as we saw on top right here. I'll be showing you how you can add all this in this very tutorial. It should be noted that all what we'll be doing here is going to be automated. When the membership package is being set to, for instance, monthly, it will expire exactly after 1 month. You don't need to chase your clients for your payments. Everything will be fully automated. So by the end of this tutorial, you will have a fully customizable website to start generating revenue with. And it should be noted that to make this website, we are going to use only free resources. You don't need to pay for any plugin or theme. The only thing you need to take care of is your domain name and a web hosting, which is the standard for every website. So if you like what you have seen and want to start your own membership website, keep watching. To make any kind of website, you need to get a domain name and a web hosting, which is a standard for every website. Now, what is a domain name? A domain name is simply the address of your website. For example, your businessname.com, google.com, facebook.com, or even Dikupages.com. Now, what is a web hosting? A web hosting is simply a server where all the text, images, videos, audios, and even documents of our website will be stored so that anybody around the world can have access to them on our website wherever they are. This server is sitting somewhere in the world which runs 24/7 so that our website will always be live across the internet. To get your very own custom domain name, click on the very first link in the description down below, or go over to your browser and enter dikupages.com/hostinga. Hit enter, and this will bring us to hostinga.com. Scrolling down to the hosting plans, right here we have the single plan, premium plan, business plan, as well as the cloud startup plan. Every single one of these plans come with their respective features. For this demonstration, let's take a look at the top features. With the single plan, you'll be able to create one website with a 50 GB of storage. You will also be able to create only one email account. However, you get unlimited free SSL certificates as well as unlimited bandwidth. And the price for these features start at $1.99 per month. With the premium package, the price starts at $2.49 per month, where you get 2 months free. With the premium package, you'll be able to create 100 websites with 100 GB of SSD storage. You also have weekly backups, free email accounts, unlimited free SSL certificates, unlimited bandwidth, as well as a free domain for 1 year. So the difference between the single and the premium is the number of websites you'll be able to create, the amount of storage you will get, number of email addresses you'll be able to create, and finally the free domain feature with the premium package. With the single, you don't get a free domain. The next plan is the business plan, which is the most popular plan, and the price starts at $3.49 per month, where you get additional 2 months for free. With the business package, you'll be able to create 100 websites with an increased performance up to 5 times than the business and single packages. You will get 200 GB of NVMe storage, which is faster than the SSD storage. You also have access to the rest of the features in the premium package with an additional feature of free CDN. Finally, we have the fourth package, which is the cloud startup, where the price starts at $8.99 per month. With the cloud startup, you'll be able to host 300 websites with a maximum performance speed up to 10 times than the rest of the packages. Everything else for the rest of the top features is the same as the business package, except that with the cloud startup, you'll be able to get a dedicated IP address. So choosing any of these packages will depend upon your requirements, that is the kind of website you want to create and the amount of websites you want to host. For this demonstration, I'm going to go ahead and use the business package. So I go ahead and click on add to cart. From here, you can choose 1 month, 12 months, 24 months, or 48 months of hosting. And it should be noted that the higher you go, the lesser you pay. For instance, if you choose 12 months, where the price starts at $4.49, you'll be required to pay $11.99 when you are renewing. With the 24 months, the price starts at $3.99, where you'll be required to pay $9.99 when you are renewing. And then with the 48 months, the price starts at $3.49, where you'll be required to pay $8.99 per month when you are renewing. So you see that the higher you go, the lesser you pay. For this demonstration, I'm going to stick with the 48 months. Scrolling down, if you don't have an account with Hostinger yet, this is where you enter your email, then you go ahead and choose a password. Going down, you go ahead and enter in your information right here. Now right here under total, ideally we're supposed to pay $671.52, but because of the 75% discount right here, we are now paying $167.52. Apart from this, remember I said I will be giving you an additional 10% discount. So this is where you enter the coupon code for the discount. So I click right here and the coupon code is SWADIKU. Like this, that is SUADIKU. Then I click on apply. Coupon is applied and you see that we are now paying $150.77. And take note, this amount right here is for 48 months and that is 4 years of hosting. Isn't this cool? Take note, on top right here, you need to select your payment method. I'll leave mine as credit card. Then I go ahead and fill in my credit card details. When all is set, you go ahead and click on Submit Secure Payment. And you'll be required to log into your Hostinger account. So I'll just go ahead and log into my account and meet you in a second. Upon login, right here, you can go ahead and claim your free domain. Or you can just go ahead and set up your hosting. You will still get the opportunity to claim your free domain. Whatever name you'll be seeing here will depend upon the package you selected when you were purchasing your hosting. In my case, I have the business web hosting. So I go ahead and click on setup. Then I click on start now. And this is just a survey. Who are you creating the website for? I'll just go ahead and select the first one. I'm creating it for myself. I select this one. I am building it myself. And from here, you can also choose if it's an online store, a blog, a business website, a portfolio, or another type of website. Choosing any of these doesn't really matter. It's just a survey to tell Hostinger what kind of website you are creating. For now, I'll just go ahead and click on skip. From here, you'll be required to create a new website or migrate your existing website. So if you have a website with another hosting provider and you want to migrate it to Hostinger, you just go ahead and click on select. For this demonstration, we are creating a new website. So I click on select. Here, you can choose to use Hostinger Builder with AI, or you can choose to build with WordPress with AI. I'm just going to go ahead and skip and start from scratch. As you can see here, you still have the opportunity to claim your free domain. You can also purchase a new domain or use an existing domain from another registrar. Since Hostinger is giving us a free domain, let's go ahead and claim it. So I click on select under claim a free domain. In here, I entered the domain I want to register for free. I'll just enter this domain. Under the extension, I drop down the arrow and I have the opportunity to choose any of these domain extensions, as you can see right here. For this demonstration, I'm going to use .com. Then I go ahead and click on search. Domain is available. I can change it or I can continue to claim my domain. So I click on continue. From here, you go ahead and enter your primary details, that is your country, and then you select if the website is personal or for a company. I'll just keep it as personal. Then I go ahead and click on next step. Since I'm registering a new domain, I'll be required to fill in these details. I'll just do it pretty quick and get back to you. I've entered all my details. I click on finish registration. From here, you can choose your server location, where you have the opportunity to choose any of these. For this demonstration, I'll just leave the default. Then I go ahead and click on finish setup. And now Hostinger is setting up my domain. Well done, you are ready. From here, you can choose to view your website or you can go to the control panel. Now that we have claimed our domain, next let's go ahead and install WordPress on our website. To do that, we go over to manage site and that's control panel, which will open in a new tab. Right now, if you click on the name of your website right here, this is how your website will look like for now. meaning you don't have WordPress installed yet. So I exit from here, then I go ahead and click on auto installer. Since we are making a WordPress website, I just go ahead and click on select under WordPress. From here, you give your website a name, and this is my administrator's email. I can also go ahead and choose administrator username right here. I'll go ahead and change it, and then password, I enter in my password. Then I click on next. From here, I click on install, and WordPress will install in some few seconds depending upon how fast your internet connection is. And now we are done installing our WordPress website. To log into your WordPress website, all you need to do is go ahead and click on admin panel, which will open in a new tab, and it will redirect you to your WordPress dashboard. Perfect. Now we have finished installing WordPress on our new domain, that is the domain we claim from Hostinga. The next thing we are going to do is do some basic setup and also clean up our WordPress dashboard. To do that, first of all, I go over to dashboard. I don't need all these widgets, so I go ahead and click on screen options, then I untick all these. Next, I go over to post, and you see that we have this hello world post. We don't need it. I click on trash. I go over to the trash. I empty the trash. Next, I go over to pages. We don't need this page. I trash it. I go over to the trash. Then I empty the trash. Next, we go over to appearance. Appearance is where you can choose a theme for your website. At the moment, we are having these 3 themes, and this is the active one, that is 2023 theme. If I go to the name of my website, right click on it, open link in a new tab, it will bring me to the front end, and this is the current theme we are using on our website. Now if I go back, since this is the active theme, it means we don't need the rest of these 2 themes. So let's go ahead and delete them. I click on theme details, delete, OK. Theme details, delete, OK. Unfortunately, we cannot delete this theme simply because we need an existing theme to work with, and I'll be showing you how you can take it off after we have installed the particular theme we want to use for our website. Next, let's go over to plugins. We have these 3 plugins which we don't need, so I'll just go ahead and select them. I click on bulk actions. First of all, I'm going to go ahead and deactivate them, then I click on apply. Next, I select these 2 plugins, except Lightspeed Cache. Then I go over to bulk actions, click on delete, apply, OK, and they are gone. We'll be using this plugin, that is Lightspeed Cache, later on our website. With this plugin, you'll be able to optimize the speed of your website. So I'll only go ahead and activate it when I'm done creating my website. Next, let's go over to settings. Under general settings, this is where you can change the name of your website and also give it a site description. So I'm going to go ahead and change mine. So I enter Bookers Gym. That is the name of my gym. The tagline, I will say the best gym in Tamale. The next thing you want to do is check this box, that is anyone can register, since we want our customers to be able to create membership accounts by registering. Going down, you can also choose date format as well as time format. For date format, I'll leave it as it is. The time format, I'm going to go ahead and choose the second one right here, that is the AM with capital letters. And I'll go ahead and click on Save Changes. And now you see that the name of my website has changed here. Next, let's go over to permalinks. Under permalink structure, you want to change it from day and name to post name, so that you always have clean URLs for your website. You don't want to see some numbers in addition to your URLs. So I select post name. Going down, I click on Save Changes. And now we are done with the cleaning up and also setting up our WordPress website. The next thing we want to do is select a theme for our website. Now if I go to the front end, this is the look and feel of my website, which is very plain and boring. We don't want this. So let's see how we can change it to the new look and feel we want. So to do that, I go to the back end of my website, then I hover on appearance, click on themes. From here, I click on add new. Right here, you have a bunch of themes you can choose for your website. For this tutorial, we are going to use a particular theme called Blocksy. So I go ahead and type it in here. I have Blocksy right here. I just hover on it, then I click on install. It is installed. I click on activate. And now our new theme has been installed and activated. If I go to the front end of my website and refresh, you will now see a new look and feel, which is also still plain and boring. Going back, we can now go ahead and delete this theme. So I just hover on it, click on theme details, delete, OK. Now, after installing the Blocksy theme, you see a notification on top right here which says, "Thanks for installing Blocksy, you rock. We strongly recommend you activate the Blocksy Companion plugin. This way you will have access to custom extensions, demo templates, and many other awesome features." So in order to get access to the custom extensions and demo template and awesome features, we need to install the Blocksy Companion. To do that, I click on Install Blocksy Companion from here. If you cannot see it here, you can also go over to Plugins, click on Add New. Then under Search Plugins, you search for Blocksy. You see that we have Blocksy Companion here from Creative Team. That is the developer of the Blocksy theme. I click on Install now. It is installed. I activate. And it will take me to the Blocksy dashboard. The next thing we want to do is go over to Starter Size. From here, you have access to different designs and layout that you can choose for your website, as you can see. So you only need to go through and choose the one that will fit your needs. For this tutorial, I'm going to go ahead and use this very one, that is Photo Studio. Upon hovering on it, I click on Import. From here, I go ahead and click on Next. Right here, you'll be required to choose a page builder you want to use for your website. And we are being presented with Gutenberg and Elementor. For this demonstration, I'm going to choose Elementor, then I click on Next. We need to install all these plugins, so we don't do anything. We simply click on Next, Next, and the installation is started. So you patiently have to wait for it to finish installing. And this may take a moment, so you patiently need to wait for it to finish installing. So I'm going to go ahead and pause the video now, and I'll get back to you when the installation is done. Alright, the installation is done. I can easily exit from here. Now if I go to the front end of my website and refresh, you will now see the new look and feel of my website. Perfect. So this is how we can install a theme onto our website and also go ahead and import a demo content onto our website. Now that we are done installing a theme for our website, the next thing we want to do is add some pages onto our website. We already have some pages right here on the menu, and we want to add some additional pages and maybe take off some of the pages we don't need. So to add a new page, we go over to the back end of our website, then we hover on Pages, click on Add New. I can exit out of here. We are saying this because we are trying to create a page for the first time, so I exit from it. I also want to be able to see the WordPress menu right here, so I'll go ahead and enable it from here. I click on this options icon, then I click on full screen mode, and I see it right here. I give my page a title, and the first page I'm going to create is privacy policy page. And this is where you want to enter your privacy policy. I am going to assume you have your own privacy policy content to be entered here. For this demonstration, I'll just go ahead and paste in some content I've copied to the clipboard. Now I'll go ahead and click on Publish and Publish again to save my page. It is saved, as you can see. So if I right click on it from here, or maybe come here, right click, open link in a new tab, you see my new page. Don't worry about this header right here. We'll fix it later on in this tutorial. I can exit from here. So now we have our first page created. Let's create another one. I click on add new, and this one is going to be terms and conditions or terms of service, whichever one you want to call it. So I'll paste in some dummy content as well. Then I click on publish and publish again to save my work. If you are running a platform where you want your users to be able to register on it, you will need to let your customers know how you manage their information when you take them, and you also need to let your customers know how your services is being run. Since you'll be taking some payments from your customers, you may also want to have a refund policy page. Other people will want to add that information to their terms of service page. However, let me just show you how you can add that. So I click on add new, then I call it refund policy. Whether you offer refunds or not, you just have to have the page to tell your customers that you either do refunds or not. So I click on publish and publish again to save my work. We have created 3 pages, and it should be noted that you can create as many pages as you want. Now if I go over to all pages, you see all the various pages we have on our website. Initially we were having 4 pages. That is the home page, gallery, about, news, and contact. So if I go back here, you see those pages and the new ones we've just created. So now we have 8 pages in total. Now if we go over to the front end, you see that we have a page called gallery. I don't need this page. I rather need a page that I will call our classes. That will display all the various classes we have on our gym membership website. So I'm simply going to go ahead and rename this gallery page into a page called our classes. So I go back, I have it right here, gallery. So what I do is I just hover and right click on edit, open link in a new tab, because I don't want to lose this dashboard. So I go right here and I'm going to change the page to our classes. Now if we come to the side right here, you see that we have page where we have URL, and you see that it's still set to gallery, and I want it to be our classes. So what I do is just click on the URL, then I go ahead and take off the existing link or permalink. After taking it off, you see that it's now assuming the new text we've entered right here, that is our classes. So if I click aside and I go ahead and click on update, so now if I go to the front end and refresh, you see our classes instead of gallery. Perfect. One other thing I want to change is this news page. If I go there, you see that it's displaying all our latest news. Instead of news, I want to see blog. So I go back to pages. I can exit from here for now. And I have the page here that is latest news, and you see that it is set to blog page. So I can easily go ahead and edit it by clicking on edit. Instead of latest news, I call it blog. And the URL, I click on it. Then I go ahead and take off news. Upon clicking aside, I'll just go ahead and update it. And you see that we now have blog. Now if I go to the front end and try to refresh, it will tell me that the page does not exist. So I can go back to home or any page. Then I can now click on news, and it will take me to the blog page. You see that the URL is blog. However, I'll be showing you how we can change the name right here when we try to customize our website in a moment. So that's it on how we can create new pages onto our website and also rename some existing pages of our website. The next thing we want to do is customize our website. That is where we can choose colors for our website, add a logo, and also customize our header as well as the footer. So to do that, make sure you are on the front end of your website. Then you go ahead and click on customize. Inside the theme customizer, the first thing I want to do is add a shortcut icon for my website. To do that, I scroll down, then I go ahead and click on site identity. In here, I select my site icon, and the recommended dimension should be 512 by 512 pixels. I click on select site icon, Now, if you have the image you want to use as your start icon in the media library, you can easily click in there, then go ahead and select it. Since I don't have it here, I go over to upload files, select files. I have my folder right here where I have all the images I want to be using on this website. And I will make all these images available for download. I open this folder called logo, and I have my icon right here. I select it, then I click on open. It is added. I click on select. I skip cropping, and now I have my shortcut icon right here. Awesome. Next, I go ahead and change the logo for my website. Upon hovering here, you see I have this blue icon. Just go ahead and click on it to enable the header customizer. Upon clicking on it, it will open the logo customizer settings. And this is where you want to choose a logo for your website. The first logo I'm going to choose is the main logo of my website. As you can see, I have 3 different logos I can choose. That is the main logo, transparent state logo, as well as sticky state logo. So at the moment, you are seeing the transparent state logo, which is having this white color for photo and this orange color for studio. That is the same logo we are seeing right here. So the first thing I do is select the main logo. I go over to upload files, select files. As you can see, I have 2 logos, and this is the main logo. I select it, that is the dark logo. I click on open. It is added. I click on select. Now we are not going to see any change, simply because this logo is not activated. We are only seeing the transparent logo right here. So I'm going to go ahead and change this to my transparent logo. I can take this one off. Then I click on select logo. I go over to upload files, select files. Now I'm going to choose the white logo. I select it, then I click on open. It is added. I click on select. And now you see my new logo right here. Now if I scroll down, you see the new logo I've just added. Meanwhile, it's not properly shown. So I'm going to go ahead and choose a logo that will be displayed properly. So I go over to sticky state logo, and I'm going to use this very logo. I'm not going to use the white one. I select this, then I click on select. And now you see the new logo showing. So if I scroll up to the transparent state, you see a different logo. If I scroll down to the sticky state, you see a different logo. Meanwhile, the logo is too small, so I'm going to go ahead and change the size. And this is where I can do that. That is logo height. At the moment, it is set to 24 pixels. I'm going to make it 45, which is cool. Now, if I scroll up, you see that everything is awesome. The next thing I want to do is customize the menu. To do that, I go back, then I scroll down to menus, and I have it right here. That is main menu. I click on it. Remember, I said I will be showing you how you can rename news to blog. Well, this is where we can do that. To do that, you see that I have news here. I just drop it down. So instead of news, I enter blog. I can click back on it to collapse it. Now, contact here, I don't want to see contact. I rather want to take it to this button. So what I do is, I'm going to go ahead and drop the arrow here. Going down, I click on remove to take it off. And the next thing I do is enable this button. I just hover on it and I click on this blue icon, which will enable the button. So the text that is take action, I take it off, then I enter get in touch. And this is where I enter the link to the contact page. So I take off hash and I go ahead and enter in the link. So how do I get it? If I go to the back end of my website, then I go over to all pages. I have the contact page right here. Upon hovering on it, I point on view. I go ahead and right click. Then I click on copy link. Going back to the theme customizer, I right click in here. Then I click on paste. So if users click on the button now, it will take them to the contact page of my website. Next, I don't need search and account icons, so I'm going to go ahead and take them off. I can do that by simply clicking on the X icon right here, as well as here. and they are gone. The next thing I do is take off the transparent header. I don't want to use a transparent header on the website. Now if I scroll, you see that I have this sticky header. I want my main header to look like this. So I scroll back up and I make sure the row is enabled. So upon hover, I click on main row. Upon activating it, what I need to do is click on back and it will take me to the header customizer. Next, I click on headers. Then I go ahead and drop down the arrow under global header and it will bring me to the global header settings or customizer. Going down, you see that I have transparent functionality, which is enabled. I just go ahead and toggle this off to disable it. Now you see that I now have white background on my header, and this is what I want. As you can see, the header is too high. I want to reduce the height. So upon hover, I click on main row again. So this is where I can change it. At the moment, it is set to 120 pixels. I'm going to change it to 70 pixels. And I'll make the maximum row height 100%, like this. As you can see, it has changed. Perfect. Now, if you look at the header customizer down here, you see that we have three different rows. We have the top row, main row, and then bottom row. At the moment, only the middle one is enabled. That is the main row. I want to enable the top row. All what I need to do is just add a widget here. So I go back, then I click on elements. At the moment, I'm using menu 1. I want to add menu 2 to the top row, and I'm going to put it at the right hand side right here. And this is how it will look like. Now let's customize it. To do that, I just hover on the row, then I click on top row right here. First thing I do is decrease the height. At the moment it is set to 50. I want to make it 45. Sorry, 35. I want to change the background color. I go over to design. The default state at the moment is set to white. I want to make it black. That is this very color. Now it's looking better. The next thing I want to do is create some menus for my website. At the moment we have only the main menu. I want to create a menu for the top row. Going down, I'll create another 2 menus for the footer right here. So to do that, I go back, then I scroll down, click on menus, and this is where we can create menus for our website. I click on create new menu, and the first one is going to be top menu. I click on next. At the moment there are no items for the menu. I'll just go ahead and click on add items. It should be noted that at the moment I don't have the links I want to add to the menu. So I'm going to go ahead and add home just to keep the place. So now we have our first menu created. Going back, you see it right here. Let's create a new menu. And this time around, I'm going to call this one about us or about. And this is where I want to put that menu. I click on next, add items, and I want to add blog, our classes, and then about us. I'll rearrange them. Our classes will be on top, followed by about us. Perfect. Take note, you are not going to see them here until we enable them. So going back, we create the final menu, and I'll call this one support. I click on next, add items. Here I'm going to add privacy policy, terms of service, refund, and finally contact. I like the arrangement, so I'll leave it as it is. Always make sure you click on publish to save your changes. It's very important. The next thing we want to do is enable the menus we've just created so that it will be visible on the front end, and we'll be starting with the top row. To do that, I just hover on it, then I click on this blue icon, and it will give us the menu 2 customizing settings. Under select menu, I drop down the arrow under default, then I choose top menu. Take note, you see only home simply because that is the only link we added. Now going down, it's time to customize the footer. And the first thing we do here is change our menus. At the moment, these links you are seeing are not pointing to any pages. If I go to the front end of my website, I just click on the name right here, which will take me to the front end. Scrolling down, if I try to click on privacy policy, you see that it's not taking me to any page. So they are not really pointing to any page. Going back, it's time to enable them so that they will really point to the pages we have on our website. So to change this, I just hover on it and I click on edit. This is the current one we are seeing here. I just select it up, then click on this three dot icon, then click on delete, and it's gone. So now let's add the actual menu. To do that, I click on this plus icon right here, then I search for navigation. I have navigation menu here. I click on it. Under select menu, I drop down the arrow. And I'm going to choose about. And it will show right here. Similarly, I do the same thing right here. Upon hover, I click on edit. I don't need this menu. I just select it. Then I go ahead and delete it. I add a new menu. I search for navigation. I have navigation menu. Select it. Drop down the arrow here. Then I choose support. Let's go down to check it up. You see it right here. Awesome. Next, I change the logo right here. I just hover here, or I can just click on widget area 2 here to enable that. I have the logo here. I select it. I click on replace image, and I'm going to choose it from my media library. So I open it up. And this is the image I want to use. That's the white logo. I select it, then I click on select, and it's added. From here, you can enter a little bit information about your website. I have some text I've copied to clipboard. I'll just take off this one. Then I go ahead and paste in what I've copied to clipboard. Perfect. Next, we have social links. So if you want to add some social links to your website, this is where you can do that. At the moment, we have Facebook, Twitter, which is now X, Instagram, and YouTube. And that is the same thing you are seeing here. So let's assume we want to add a particular social links we don't have here. To do that, we drop down the arrow here. Maybe I want to add LinkedIn. I have it here. I click on it. Then I click on the plus icon here to add it up. And it's right here. Maybe I don't need YouTube, so I exit it from here. What you also want to do is open links in new tab when you just click on any of these icons, so you make sure this is enabled. Finally, we have the copyright section, which is here. To customize it, we click on copyright down here. So at the moment, we have the copyright text, which I'm going to remove. I only want to display the C, which stands for copyright. The year 2023 is being displayed by this tag right here, so you don't need to type it yourself. You see that I have the name of the website here. I want to display it automatically just like we have for the date. So what I do is I highlight this, then I go ahead and copy it, Ctrl+C. I click right here, then I paste it. And I'll remove current year. Then I go ahead and type in site underscore title, and it will display the name of my website. As you can see, Booker's Gym. So now I don't need this text. I can say designed by colon. Now bring the name of my website, that is Dikupages. I can link this to my website. Just select it, then click on the link icon. Then I go ahead and enter the URL of my website. I go over to the gear icon right here, and I'm going to go ahead and open it in a new tab. When you just click on it, then I click on update. Perfect. One other thing I want to do on top right here, I want to enable this top row so that I'll display the top menu I have here right here, so that whatever I'll have on the top row will also be displayed here. To do that, I click on the top row. At the moment, it is set to 3 columns. I want to make it 1 column. Then I go back, and I'm going to go ahead and drag in footer menu like this. Upon dragging it in, you see that I have a menu right here. Just go ahead and click on it. Under select menu, drop down the arrow, then we choose top menu, and we have only home link, which we've set earlier on. Don't worry, I'll show you how we can put the actual menu right here later on. Now if you look at the entire footer, it's very high for me. So what I'm going to do is reduce the height of the middle row. So I just go ahead and hover and I click on it. Going down, you see that at the moment row vertical spacing is set to 110 pixels. I'm going to go ahead and make it 80 and the height will be reduced. And now we are done customizing our header and footer. The next thing we want to do is choose colors for our website. To do that, I scroll up, then I go back, then I go ahead and click on colors. At the moment, this is the color palette we have on our website. Now if I drop down the arrow right here, then I choose color palette 1. At the moment we are using color palette 3, that is why this one is active. Now if I choose color palette 1, you see that the colors will run through the entire website. We have this blue color running through. If I go back again, drop down the arrow, choose color palette 2, you will see the colors run through as well. For this demonstration, I'll just leave it as color palette 3, and I'm going to go ahead and change the existing colors to the colors I want. So the first color, that is color 1, I just click on it, and this is where I can change the color. You can choose your colors from here, as you can see. Now if I scroll up, see that the color is changed. So you can choose your color from here. You can also increase the darkness of your color after choosing the particular color you want from here. For this demonstration, I have a particular color I want to use, and I'm going to enter the color code right here. Just remove everything, leaving the hashtag, then I enter 55A630. And you see that it has changed entirely throughout my website. But I still have this orange color which I don't need. I'm going to choose another green which is different from the first one. So I go ahead and click on color 2, and I change the color from here. I remove this, then I enter 358B0D. So this is also green, meanwhile this one is darker than the first one. Next, I'm going to change color 3. At the moment it is set to this color code. I'm going to make it 5B, 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 which is a little bit darker than the previous one. And that is going to be the color of my text. And these are the 3 colors I want to set. The rest of the colors, I'll leave them as they are. But if you want to change them, you do the same thing as we did for color 1, 2, and 3. And now we are done changing our colors, which is in line with the color of my logo, as you can see right here. The next thing I want to do is add a scroll to top icon. At the moment, if I'm at the bottom part of my website, you don't see the scroll to top. So let's go ahead and add it up. So we click on back, then we go over to general. Right here I have scroll to top. It is not enabled. I enable it. I can also customize it by going to this arrow right here. From here you can choose the arrow style you want. I'll just maintain the first one. Next I go over to design. As you can see, I have the icon right here. The icon color, you can set it to any color you want. At the moment mine is set to white. I leave it as it is. The shape background color, the initial is set to my color 3. However, the hover, I'm going to change it to color 1. So if I hover now, you see my green color. Perfect. The last thing we want to do before we wrap up the theme customizer is add the social links to our social icons right here. To do that, I go back. I have social network accounts. Click on it. Going down, the first one I have is Facebook, which is right here. I enter the link of my Facebook account. So I enter https://facebook.com/ then I bring the name of my page, which is Dikupages, as an example. Similarly, I do the same thing for X, Instagram, and LinkedIn. So I scroll to Instagram. If you don't have the page link, you can come back anytime to enter it. For now, I'll just enter hashtag just to keep the space. I'll do the same thing for Twitter, that is X, and the same thing for LinkedIn. Perfect. And now we are done customizing our website. We may be coming back here later on in the tutorial. For now, this is all what we want to do. I'll go ahead and click on publish. It is published. I exit from here. Now we have our shortcut icon, the logo, our top menu, the main menu, and going down, we have our footer intact. So that's it on how we customize our website. Now it's time to start designing the pages of our website. And we are going to go ahead and start with the home page. So to do that, make sure you are on the home page of your website. Then you go ahead and click on Edit with Elementor. Now here, because we have imported a demo website onto our website, it is asking us to recreate the entire kit for the website. So I go ahead and click on Recreate Kit, which will open in a new tab. Right here, I have Recreate Kit. I just go ahead and click on this button, Recreate Kit. It is enabled. I go ahead and click on Save Changes. And we are set. I exit from here. And now what I'm going to do is click on Go Back, which will take me to the home page. I click on Edit with Elementor again. Inside the Elementor editor, what we want to do is start designing our page. Before we do that, first of all, I want to take off all the sections I don't need from the website. For now, let me exit from this navigator. Obviously, we need the hero section, so I don't touch it. Going down, I don't need this section. I'll just go ahead and take it off. Next, I need this title, so I'm not going to take it off. I'll rather take off this section, which I don't need. So I just hover on it, then I click on the X icon to take it off. I need this section. I'm going to leave it. Going down, I don't need this, so I take it off. I take this one off as well. This one too, I take it off. And finally, I take this off. So I'll leave this for now. And I'll be showing you how we can customize all these sections we have now, and also show you how we can add new ones. So let's start with the hero section. First of all, let's take care of the background. To customize it, I click on Edit Container right here. That is the 6 dots. And you see that Edit Container is enabled. The first thing I'm going to do is change the background. To do that, I go over to Style. And you see the image we have here. I just click on it to choose a new image. I go over to Upload Files, select Files. I have the images here. I just select it. Take note, I will make all these images available for download. And this is the image I want to use. I select it, then I click on Open. It is added. I click on Select. Make sure on the image size it sets to full. Position, I drop down the arrow and I choose top left. Repeat is going to be no repeat. And display size is going to be cover. Perfect. Next, I'm going to change the height of the hero section. To do that, I go over to Advanced. At the moment, padding, top is set to 270 and bottom is set to 300 pixels. So what I do, the top, I change it to 200 pixels. And then bottom, I change it to 250 pixels. Sorry, 250, not 350. And now we are done with the background. Next, let's go ahead and change the text. To do that, I just click in here. And this way I change the text from. I just select it, take off this, and I go ahead and enter in my text. I have it copied to my clipboard. I just go ahead and paste. Similarly, I do the same thing here. Just select it. Then I change it from here, take it off, then I paste what I've copied to clipboard. Next, I customize these two buttons. The first one, I select it, and the button text, instead of Explore More, I want to change it to Our Classes. And the link, I take off the hashtag, then I search for Our Classes. It will give me the best match. I just click on it to insert the link. So if users of my website click on this button, it will take them to the Our Classes page. The next button is Take Action. I'm going to change the text to Our Plans. Even though we don't have this page yet, so later on I'll show you how we can insert the link for it. And now we are done with the hero section. Going down, In here, I want to create a section for our services, that is our classes. So I'm going to change the title right here, that is popular works, to our classes. So I take it off, then I enter our classes. I can also edit this text by clicking on it, take it off from here, then I go ahead and paste in my text. You see that I don't have much space on top here. I'm going to create a space. So I make sure the entire section is selected. Then I go over to advanced. Part under margin at the moment bottom is set to 180 pixels. I change it to 20 pixels, and top I change it to 50 pixels. The next section is where I add the actual classes, but this one here is abstracted as. So what we want to do is click on this plus icon right here to make room for a new section. So from here I click on add new container, and I'm going to choose this double container. It has given us 2 columns, meanwhile I need 3. So what I do is I just right click on any one of them, then I click on duplicate. I now have 3 columns. Next, I go over to the 9 dots icon right here, that is elements, and I'm going to go ahead and drag in the image element onto the first one. I click right here to choose an image. What I can do is I can add all the images I want to be using on this website at once, so that I don't have to be going up and down. So I just select everything except this folder, so I deselect it. I've also added this image, that is the hero image. I deselect it as well. Then I drag in the rest of the images like this. I can minimize this. You see that all the images are being uploaded. And this is the one I want to add first. That is for workout. I select it. Next, I go over to elements again, and I'm going to go ahead and add a title element. And I give it the title workout. Next, I go over to style. I want to place the title on top of the image. To do that, I go over to advanced, and I unlink the values under margin. Top, I'll enter 155. However, it's going to be minus, so I click in front here, then I enter the minus sign, and you see it right here. I want to create a breathing space right here, so I go over to left, then I make it 30. Meanwhile, I want to change the color to white so that it will stand out. To do that, I go over to style, and the text color, I click on the globe icon. Going down, I choose one of my colors, which is color 8. Next, I'm going to add a button right here. To do that, I go over to elements, then I drag in the button element, which is right here. The text, I'm going to take this out, that is click here. Then I go ahead and enter in the day on which this particular class is coming off. So I'll say maybe Monday, colon, and I'll provide the date, maybe 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. something like that. The button style is not actually going to be a link, so I remove the hashtag here. I want it to be like this one right here. So what I do is I just right click on it, click on copy. Going down, I right click on this button, click on paste style, and it will assume that style. Awesome. So now it's time to move the button on top of the image right here. To do that, I go over to advanced. Under margin, I unlink the values, and top, I will make it minus 85, and then left, I will make it 30. It can still go up. Okay, I think 125 minus will do. Now it's time to add the second class. So what I'm going to do is I right click on edit container right here, click on duplicate, right click, duplicate. Now I don't need these empty containers, so I just right click on it, delete, right click, delete. At the moment I have 3 classes and I want 6 classes. So what I do is just hover on the entire section right here, then right click on edit container, that is this 6 dots, click on duplicate to duplicate the entire section, as you can see. Meanwhile, I don't need this much of space on top here or in the middle here, so I make sure this is selected. Then I go over to advanced. Under margin, I unlink the values, and top, I make it minus 60. The gap is closed. if we go down, we don't have much of space here. So bottom, I'll make it 80 pixels. Perfect. The next thing we want to do is switch the images and also change the text. But before I do that, I think the button, I don't need this much of a space. As you can see, so I select the first one. Then I go over to style. Under padding, I link the values together. At the moment, everything is set to 12 pixels throughout. So what I need to do is change any one of them. So I change the first one to 5. This is looking better now. So what I simply do is right click on the first one, that is the one I just edited. Click on copy, right click here, click on paste style, right click, paste style, right click, paste style, right click, paste style, right click, and paste style. Now it's time to switch the images and also change the text right here. So the first one, I just click on it. I choose the image from here. I'm going to use this image for power. I select it. Then I change the title to power instead of workout. The day and time, maybe it can still be Monday, but the time is going to be different. I have 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. something like that. Similarly, I do the same thing to the rest of the 4 classes. I'll do this pretty quick and get back to you. Alright, I've just switched the images and the text. And now we are done with the classes section. Now let's design this section. I'm going to put my about information right here. So the first thing I do is take off these 2 images. It's actually a gallery, as you can see, which is being controlled by a particular plugin. We are not going to be using that plugin for this website. So I'll just go ahead and right click right here. And I click on delete to take it off. Then I'll go ahead and add an image element right here. I click right here to choose my image, and this is the image I want to use. It is having a transparent background. This is the same image I've used to get this. So I click on select. However, I'm going to apply a background color to this particular container where I've uploaded the image. So I click on edit container right here. I go over to style. Then under background, I select classic. And I'm going to choose one of my colors. I think the first one. Next, I'll apply a hover color. I want to see a different color when people hover on it. So I go over to hover, classic, and I'm going to make it black. Perfect. Next, I enter my text right here. I select this, and I'm going to say about Booker's Gym. And this is where I enter my mini about information. So I select it. Then I take this one off. I've already copied a text to the clipboard. I'll just go ahead and paste. I don't need this. I'll just right click and take it off. The button, I select it, and I'm going to change the text to more info. And I'm going to link it to the about page. So I take off the hashtag. I type in about. I'll be given the perfect match. I click on it to insert the link. The next thing I'm going to do is add a new section for counter or for my statistics. To do that, I go over to elements, and I'm going to drag a new container under the existing one right here. Next, I go back to elements again, and I'm going to search for icon box. I have it right here. I drag it and drop it in here. The first thing I do is change the icon, and I'm going to search for user or users. I take this, I click on insert. The title, I enter 20 plus, and the description, I enter trainers. So I have over 20 trainers. Next, I go over to style, and I'm going to change the icon position to left, vertical align to middle. Next, I go over to icon, the primary color, I'll choose my green color. Next, I go over to content. As you can see in here, there's too much space that is in between the title and the description. So I go over to typography. Then I scroll to line height. Make sure it is set to pixels. I'm going to enter 27. I exit from here. Then I click on typography under description. Then I scroll down to line height, and I'm going to make it 1. Awesome. Now it's looking better. And I'm done with the design of the icon box. The next thing I want to do is go ahead and duplicate it. So I right click on it, click on duplicate. The title, I enter 10K. Description is going to be members. So I have over 10,000 members. Next thing I do is select the entire container right here. That is edit container. And the layout, I change the direction to row horizontal so that it will be in one line. I want to provide space in between the button and the container. I go over to advanced, and the margin, I unlink the values, and top, I'll make it 80. That is 80 pixels. I want to provide space in between the two icon boxes. So I select the first one, then I go over to advanced. I unlink the values and the margin, then right, I make it 80 pixels. I can equally do the same thing here. Advanced, unlink values and the margin, and then right will be 80 pixels. I want to change the icon right here. I go over to content, I select it, and I'm going to pick this one. Awesome. And now we are done with this section. Going down, let's add a new section. And I'm going to add a section for testimonial. To do that, I click on add new container. I'll select the second one. I'm going to add an image for the background. To do that, I go to style, and the background, I choose classic. Then I choose an image from here. And this is the image I want to use. I select it, then I click on select. Position is going to be center, like this. Attachment is going to be fixed. Repeat, no repeat. Display size, cover. Next, I'm going to give it a padding. So I go over to advanced, and the padding, top is going to be 50 and bottom 50. The next thing I do is go over to elements, then I search for testimonial. I have it right here. I drag it and drop it in here. And this is where I enter the content of my testimonial. So for now, I'll leave this demo content. I can choose an image from here. Maybe I'll use this. Select. If you want to change the name of the one giving the testimonial, this is where you can do that. So I will say the title, I can say influencer. Next, let's go over to style. I'm going to change the text to white. Next is typography. I click on the pencil icon right here, and I'm going to make the size 17. I exit from here. Next, I go over to name. I'll change the text color to white, or maybe my color 6, something like that. The title, I do the same thing. I'm going to use maybe color 7. Now I want to have a couple of them. So what I can do is duplicate it by right clicking on it. Click on duplicate, right click, duplicate, right click, duplicate. And I think 4 is cool. Right here I can see the text clearly because of the background image. So what I want to do is apply a background overlay to the background image right here. So I click on edit container. That is the 6 dots icon here. I go over to style. Right here I have background overlay. I select classic, and I'm going to choose black. That is my color 4. I think it's looking better now. And we are done with this section. I can update to save my work. Now let's add a new section. And this section I'm going to add is for pricing or for my membership plans. But to do that, I'll need a new plugin. So to add a new plugin, I go to the back end of my website. Just click on the name, or you can just hover and click on dashboard. Either way, they will take you to the same place. From here, I go over to plugins, click on add new. Under search plugins, I search for essential add-ons. And this is the plugin I want to use. That is essential add-ons for Elementor. I click on install now. It is installed. I activate. Now let's configure it. I'll leave it as basic. Then I click on next. Here you can select all the elements you want to use. I'm not going to be using all of them. I'll only enable the ones I want to use. So I don't need all these. Maybe I need team member. I can view more. Going down, I don't need all these. So if you don't need a particular one, just go ahead and disable it and enable the ones you want to use. I will need call to action and then pricing table. That is the most important feature we are looking for. these are the 3 elements we'll be using. That is team member, call to action, and pricing table. So I'll go ahead and click on next, 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 going down, next, no thanks, I don't want to receive email notifications. And now we are done. So if you go back to the Elementor page builder right here, then we go ahead and reload the page in order to load the new elements we've just added. Otherwise, you wouldn't be able to see them. Scrolling down, the first thing I want to do is add a title. And I'm going to use this same title right here. So what I do is I just right click on edit container. Then I click on copy. Going down, right click in here, click on paste. Then let's change the title. Select this. And I'm going to call it membership plans. I will change this text right here to something like this. Check out our membership plans. And now we are done with the title. Next, let's head over to elements. Then we search for pricing. I have pricing table right here, and you see that we have this EA on top. That is the abbreviation for essential add-ons. So this tells us that this widget or element is from the essential add-ons plugin we just installed. So I just click on it, then I drag it right here. The pricing table, we have 2 different styles we can use for the free version. Let's drop down the arrow right here and the pricing style. Then I can choose the second one, which is style 2. And this is how it will look like. For this demonstration, I'm going to use the default. Next, I enter the title. My first membership is going to be gold. Next, I go over to price. The price is going to be $199. I'll leave the currency. If you want to change it this way, you can do that. The price period, instead of month, I want to make it monthly. Then I'm going to remove the period separator. That is the one we see right here. So it's not going to be $199 per monthly. So I'll just take this off so that it will look like $199 monthly. Awesome. Next, I'll go ahead and add my features right here. To do that, I click on feature, and this way we can do the changes. Before we do that, let's first of all take off these check marks. I don't need them. So I go back to settings and I disable it from here. That is list icon. Now let's go back to feature. The first one, I'll change it to gym fitness. I click back on it to collapse it. And the second one, I make it weight loss. Click back on it to collapse it. The third one, I change it to personal trainer. Maybe I don't need this. Then I'll change this one to 24/7 gym access, something like that, or access. And now we are done with the feature. If you want to add more, you can click right here to add more, or you can duplicate any of this in order to make the editing from here. I think the 4 will do for me for now. Next, let's go over to button. The button text, instead of choose plan, I will make it subscribe. And we'll be linking it to our membership packages later on in the tutorial. For now, let's leave the hashtag. Going down, we also have ribbon, and I'm not going to enable the ribbon for the first package. I'll show you what that is in a moment. I want to apply a border color to the border. There's a border right here, but we cannot see. Let me click aside. I'll just select a different widget. As you can see, there's a line. So selecting it back, but we won't be able to change the color until we change border type to solid. And you see that color is now activated. I click on the default icon, and I'm going to use one of my green colors. So if I click aside now, you see the line color or the border color. I click back on it. Then going down, I click on header. And I'm going to change the line color here, that is this color. So I click on the globe icon right here and I choose color 1. Next, I go over to pricing and I'm going to change the color of the amount to something darker. So I'll choose my color 4. Going down, I go to button. I'm going to change the background color. So I have background color right here. I click on custom and I choose my color 4. I don't want to see some radius. I want it to be squared, just like my other buttons. Let me go up here, just like this one right here. So I go down. The border radius, I make it 0. You see that the roundness is off. And that's all what we want to do. The next thing I want to do after customizing my pricing table is duplicate it to get the number of membership plans I want. So I just right click on it, duplicate, right click, duplicate, and I need 3 of them. And you see that they are stacked on top of each other. So what I do is select the entire container right here, and the layout, I'm going to use the road horizontal direction. Now you see that they are too narrow, so what I can do is just grab here and open it up like this so that it will fill the whole space, something like that. Now I think this one is a bit broad. Now it's looking much better. Now I'll change the content, so I click on the second one. This one, instead of gold, I make it diamond, and the price is going to be $4.99. Next is price period, which is going to be quarterly. I want this plan to be my featured plan, so I go over to ribbon and I enable featured. We have different style. This is style 1. You see some green bar on top right here. You can go to style 2. You see it right there. And you can also change the text from here. Instead of feature, you can make it maybe popular or something like that. And finally, I go to the last one, and the title is going to be platinum. And price will be $10.99. Next, I'm going to add a space at the bottom. So I go to edit container right here, then I click on advanced, and the margin, I unlink the values. Bottom, I make it 80. And now we are done with this section. I click on update to save my work. Now let's add our final section. To do that, I go over to elements, then I search for call to action. I have it right here, which is coming from the essential add-ons for Elementor plugin. I just drag it and drop it in here. Next, I change the title text. I'll change it to join us today. And then the content, this way I edit it from, I just select everything, take it off, then I go ahead and enter my text. I've already copied it to clipboard. I just go ahead and paste. I want to change the text colors to white. Before I do that, I want to apply a background color to the entire container. So I click on edit container right here. Then I go over to style, and the background type I choose classic, and I'm going to make it green. Now I can edit the call to action. So I click on it. Then I go over to style. You see that it's having a background color. I don't need the color. So what I do is I just click in here, and I'm going to go ahead and make it transparent. Awesome. Next, I go to color and typography. The first one is title style. The color, I'm going to make it white. And next is content. I change the color to white as well. Going down is the button. I select it. Text color for normal, I'm going to make it black. And the background color, I make it white. Next, I go to hover. What color do I want to see if I hover on it? The text color is going to be white. And then the background color will be black. Perfect. So I've just reversed the colors. Let's change the text. So I go back to content. Going down to primary button text, I change it to get in touch. And I'm going to link it to the contact page. So I just type in contact. I'll get the best match. I click on it to insert the link. Next, I go over to container, that is edit container. Then I click on advanced, and the padding, I unlink the values, and I'm going to add a padding of 50 at top and 50 at bottom. Perfect. And now we are done with the call to action section. I click on update to save my work. Let's take a look by clicking on preview changes. Going down. Awesome. Everything is looking clean. Perfect. And now we are done with the design of our home page. And you can use the same procedure to design the rest of the pages of your website. I don't want to bore you with that. So let's go ahead with the rest of the task. Now we are done with the first part of our gym membership website, or whatever kind of membership website you are creating. Next, it's time to move to the second most important part of the website. That is making our website a membership one, where we can give our clients the opportunity to buy membership packages. And to make our website a membership website, we are going to install a plugin. To do that, I go to the back end of my website. Then I go over to plugins, click on add new. Under search plugins, we search for paid membership pro. And this is the plugin we are going to use. Paid membership pro, that is for content restriction, user registration, and paid subscriptions. Make sure it is by paid membership pro. This is the plugin we are going to use to turn our website into a membership website. So I click on install now. It is installed. I click on activate. The plugin is installed and activated successfully, and it will take us to the setup wizard. If you want, you can set up all this through the setup wizard. Apart from this, there's another way you can pass through all this, and that is what we are going to use. So I'll go down and click on exit and return to dashboard, and it will take us to the paid membership pro dashboard. Going down, this is where you can read the analytics of your memberships. So as you can see, for now everything is set to 00. We don't have any sales or revenue. As we create memberships and begin to get orders, this is where everything will be displayed for us. So that's it on how we install our membership plugin. The next thing we are going to do is create membership levels for our website. To do that, we click on settings. Here you see that we don't have any membership levels. So what we do is go ahead and create a membership level. I click on it, and these are the various membership levels we can create. So every single one you see a description under it. For instance, the first one, which is free, you can use it to create a free membership level that never expires. We have this one-time membership. You can use it to charge a one-time payment for a fixed period, and the rest of them. The very one we are going to use is monthly membership. This is where you can charge a recurring monthly subscription that never ends. So I click on monthly. The name, I'm going to call it gold, or maybe gold plan. So I'll just make it gold plan. Next is description. I'll just say this is a monthly membership plan. Next, we have confirmation message. In here, you can enter whatever message you want to be sent to your customers when they purchase this package. So I'll say you've bought the gold plan membership package, something like that. So if you want this message to be included in the checkout, you go ahead and check this box. Going down, under billing details, you see that we have initial payment as well as billing amount. The initial payment is the amount the customer will pay at the time of buying this package. And then the billing amount is the amount they will pay subsequently after the membership package is expired. So the initial amount is going to be $199, and then the billing amount is also going to be $199. I don't want to have different prices. Take note, you need to make sure that recurring subscription is selected. And this is where you select the billing period. So it's going to be $199 per 1 month. So you can enter whatever figure you want here. Drop down the arrow here and choose if it is days, weeks, months, or years. For this one, it's going to be monthly. So I make here 1 and I set here to months. Next, we have billing cycle limit. So if you want to charge this particular amount for a certain number of months, for instance, if I enter 12 here, it means that I will be able to bill my customers 12 times for this particular package. I want to bill them a limited number of times, so I don't put anything here. Next, we have custom trial. If I check this, that is check to add custom trial period. If I enter, let's say $15, it will mean that for the first registration, users will pay $15 instead of the $199 we have right here. And that will be the trial amount. So after this particular trial period is over, they will now be required to pay the actual $199. After entering the value here, you can also decide the number of times they need to pay the trial billing amount. So if I set this to 3, it means that they will be able to pay this $15 3 times before they will be taken back to the actual billing amount. I'm not going to use custom trial, so I go ahead and uncheck this. Next, we have expiration settings. Here we are not going to do anything, so I leave it as it is. Going down, we have content settings. So in a situation where you are creating your membership website for informational content like blog posts, this is where you can set the particular categories where you want members to have access to. So for instance, if I select all these, maybe I'll just click on all to select all of them. Any blog post that falls under any of this category, users will have to buy this package before they can have access to it. I'll show you that in a moment. But we are not really creating this membership website for informational content like blog posts. We are just assuming we are creating the membership website where our gym members will be able to buy packages to subscribe to our services. We can also go to other settings, even though we are not going to do anything here. If you don't want users to be able to sign up to this particular package, you can go ahead and disable it from here. Since we want our users to be able to sign up, we leave it as it is. Then we go ahead and click on Save Level. And now we have our first plan created. Before we move forward, let me take you to the front end of my website. Then we go over to blog, going down. Now you see that this content is for Gold Plan members only. So for users to be able to read this blog post, they will need to join our membership platform. So if I click on it like this, I will only see the featured image, the title, and the rest of the meta information. Going down, I will not have access to the main body of the blog post. I need to sign up to the membership plan in order to have access to the content. So I just want to show you how it will work, simply because we selected all the categories we have under our blog post when we're creating this gold plan. So I exit out of here for now. Next, let's go ahead and create our second level. For this, I'll choose monthly again. And this one is going to be diamond plan. I have it right here. Select it. You can enter the description as well as the confirmation message. Going down, the initial payment is going to be $499 and the billing amount $499. And this time around, I set the per to 3 months since it's going to be a quarterly plan. Going down, take note, we don't really need the categories and the content settings. I selected it earlier to show you how it works. I click on Save Level. Now let's create the final one, Add New Level. And the third one is going to be an annually membership plan. So I select Annual. Going down, I give it Platinum. So it's going to be Platinum plan. You enter in the description and the confirmation message and the billing. So you see that the annual plan, they have already set the amount to $100, indicating that the annual plan should be higher than the quarterly and the monthly plans. And here as well, you see that we have one, instead of months, we now have years. So let's set the price. I make it $10.49 and the billing amount will also be $10.49. So here I leave it as it is. It's going to be yearly. Going down, we click on Save Level. And now we are done with the creation of our membership packages. The next thing we are going to do is go through some of the settings. So the first one we take a look at is discount code. I click on it. You can use this in order to create coupons for your customers. So if I click on create a discount code, from here I can enter in the code I want to give to my customers. So instead of these random numbers and alphabets, I want to enter Gym 20. The start date is going to be October 10. That's today's date. That is the date of recording this video, 2023. And the expiration date will be October 10, 2024. That is 1 year from today. Maybe I don't want it to be 1 year, so I can change it to maybe from October to December. And the year will be 2023. Maybe I will make it the last day of December, that is 31st. Perfect. Next, we have uses. You can enter in the number of times you want users to be able to use this coupon code. If I leave it blank, users will be able to use it unlimited number of times, and that is what I want to do. Going down, which level will this code apply to? So if I select gold plan, I need to enter the amount users will pay when they enter in this particular coupon code. I'll enter 99 for the initial payment, and the billing amount, I'll leave it as it is. So I'm only giving them discount for the initial payment. Going down, if I select diamond, I can also reduce the price, maybe $3.99, and then the billing amount will remain the same. And finally, platinum, I enter maybe $8.99, and the billing amount will stay intact. I click on save code. Now my discount code is added successfully. It should be noted that you can create different coupon codes for all the membership packages we have separately, instead of creating one for all of them at once. So we are done with coupon codes. Next, let's go over to pages. At the moment, we don't have any pages, and to run your membership website, you need to have some pages created for you. You can decide to create the pages manually or generate them automatically, and that is what I'm going to do. So I click on generate pages for me, and now all the pages are being created. That is the account page, billing information page, cancel page, and the rest of the pages. Perfect. I click on save settings, and now we are done with creating our pages. Next is payment gateway. I'm going to jump this one for now, and I'll go to email settings. Going down, this is very important. That is send email from. At the moment, our from email is set to wordpress@ourdomainname.com. And this is the email users will see when they receive messages from our website, and we don't want that. We want to have a custom email which we created earlier when we're setting up our website. So I'll enter admin. Oops, I make it small letters. admin@mydomainname.com. And the from name, I'll enter the name of my website. So I'll say Booker's Gym. All is set. I click on save all settings. Now the rest of the settings are fine. We don't really need to type them. Finally, it's time to add our payment gateway. Now, if users try to buy any of our membership packages, they will not be able to, simply because we have not added any payment gateways. Let me show you what I mean. I click on payment gateway. At the moment, you see that it is set to testing only, and here you have different payment options you can use. So selecting any of these will depend upon where you are coming from. From my location, I can only use pay by check, but this one is going to be a manual payment gateway. I need an automated payment gateway to be able to receive my payments in time. Now, if I right click on the name of my website, open link in a new private window. For now, I'll not be able to select any of the membership packages. So let's use the blog as an example. Going down here, if I click on join now, maybe I select this, you see that a payment gateway must be set before any payments will be processed. It means that users of my website will not be able to make payments to me. I exit from here. So it's time to install a payment gateway that will be accepted in my area. To do that, I go over to plugins, click on add new. I'll open it in a new tab. Under set plugins, I search for Paystack. Here I have different options, and this is the very one I'm going to use, Paystack Gateway for Paid Membership Pro. I am from Ghana, Africa, and this particular payment gateway is used in my location. I click on install now. It is installed. I activate. I can now exit from here. At the moment, if we drop down the arrow, you don't see Paystack here. But if I go ahead and reload the page, now I drop down the arrow, you see that I have Paystack. I select it. Then I make sure that the gateway environment is set to live or production. But since I'm going to be testing my website, I'll just leave it as testing. And here I'll need to enter my test secret key and test public key. To do this, I'll need to sign up on Paystack. So I open a new tab, then I enter paystack.com. So if you don't have an account, it's free. You can easily go ahead and create a free account from here. I already have an account, so I'll just go ahead and log in by entering my email and password. I'll do this pretty quick and get back to you. So this is my Paystack dashboard. It should be noted that you can create different payment accounts under one account. If I drop down the arrow here, you see that I have so many accounts right here. I'm going to use this particular one, that is Dikupages members. So I make sure it is selected. Next, I go over to settings. Under settings, I click on API keys and webhooks. The top part is API configuration for the live mode. So I scroll down, and this is the API configuration for test mode. So this is where I copy my test secret key. I click on the eye icon, then I go ahead and copy it. Go back to my website. I paste in my test secret key. Going back, I select the test public key, just copy it, come back in here, then I enter that right here. So if you are going to be using the live or production mode, this is where you enter the secret and public keys. Going down, you need to make sure that you copy this URL from HTTPS to IPN. I just select everything, right click, click on copy, go back to Paystack, and this is where you enter that test webhook URL. I just select everything, take it off, and I paste in the new one. I go ahead and click on save changes. It is successfully updated. Now I can exit from here. The currency, since I'm in Ghana, Africa, I'm going to use Ghana cedis. I have it right here. I select it. Going down, I click on save settings. And now we are done with all the settings concerning our membership packages. Now, if I go to the front end of my website, there's nowhere users can have access to our membership packages. So let's see how we can enable them on the front end of our website. To do that, I go to the back end, then I go over to pages. Just click on it. Going down, we look for this page, that is membership levels. Just hover on view, right click on it, open link in a new tab. So these are our membership levels. This is where users can come in order to select the particular memberships they want. So you see that the first one is $199 per month, $499 every 3 months, and then $1049 per year. Still, this page cannot be found on the front end. What we do is go back to the back end again, hover on appearance, click on menus. Here you make sure that main menu is selected, then you click on select. So these are the existing links we have on the main menu, that is home, our classes, about, and blog. And we are looking for membership levels. We have it right here. I just select it, then I click on add to menu. I don't want to have the title membership levels, so I drop down the arrow here, and I'm going to change it to our plans. I collapse it, and I want it to fall under our classes, like this. All is set. I click on save menu. Now if I go to the front end and refresh, you see that we now have our plans as part of our menu links. If I click on it, it will take me to the membership levels I have on the website. Perfect. So that's it on how we add membership levels onto our website and also display it on the front end of our website. Now let's see how users can sign up onto our website using any of these membership packages. So I'm going to open the website in a new private window. Then I go over to our plans, and I'm going to select the very first one. Okay, maybe I'll go for the ultimate. So I select the third one, that is platinum. In here, I enter in my username, password. I confirm my password. Next, I enter in my email. I just copy it and confirm it by pasting. Now I can click on checkout with pay stack. Click on it. And I'll be redirected to pay stack where I make the payment. Take note, this is in a test mode. So you see that I am paying this amount and it's set to test. I can choose any of these card options. So I choose the first one, which is success. That's Visa. Then I click on pay 1049. And I'll be redirected back onto my website. And this is all the payment details. I can also go ahead and print this invoice. As a customer, I will receive a message with regards to this order, and the administrator of the website will also receive a message with regards to the order. So let's see how those messages will come up. So I've just received these messages, that is this top 3 messages. Let me open this one up. So this message is from Paystack indicating that this amount has been received. Going back, I open this one. This one too is from Paystack by Dikupages members. Going back, I open the last one, and this message is coming from the website itself. So it says, "Dear Dana, thank you for your membership to Booker's Gym. Your membership account is now active. This is the membership level right here, the membership fee, and the rest of the information." Perfect. I exit from here. So that's it on how we make our website a membership website. The next thing we want to do is customize our membership packages page to look like this. That is something like this. Let me open this in a new tab. We don't want to have a boring membership packages page like this. We want it to appear like what we have on the home page of our website. But before we start customizing this page, first of all, I want to edit this page with Elementor so that I go ahead and add the membership links to our membership packages on the home page. So make sure first of all you open this page in a new tab. Now if I go back here, first of all, this button, our plans, let's select it. Then the link, we take it off. Then we go ahead and enter membership levels. And this is the page we want to insert so that if users click on it, it will take them to the membership levels page. Going back, let's scroll down to this very section, and we are going to link the various packages to these buttons here. I will do that to the first one, which is the gold plan. I go over to button, and this way I enter the link. So I go to the membership levels page, just hover on select, right click on it, click on copy link, come back in here, then you go ahead and paste. So this is the level 1. Next I go back, right click on the diamond plan, click on copy link, come back, select the diamond package, click on button, then we enter the link right here. That is level 2. Finally, we right click on platinum plan, copy link, come back in here, select it, click on button, then we go ahead and paste the link, and that is the level 3. And we are done with this. Let's update. So still, I'm going to leave this page open. That is the home page open with Elementor. Then I go back to the membership levels page, click on edit page. At the moment, we'll not be able to edit the page with Elementor. You see that we don't have that feature. So from here, we click on edit with Elementor. You see that we have this title, membership levels. We don't need it. So what I do is go over to settings, scrolling down, under page layout, we drop down the arrow, then choose Elementor full width. It will reload and the title is gone. We don't also need this short code. That is the same short code that is giving us the membership packages. Since we have added the various link to our membership packages here, we don't really need this one anymore. So I exit it, and now our page is blank. Now before we add the membership packages, that is this one, onto this page, first of all, I want to add a banner right here. And I'm going to use any of the banners we have on the existing pages. Maybe I can use this one, our classes, right click on it, open link in a new tab. Then I edit it with Elementor. I just want to have access to the banner in order to copy it. So I have the banner here, right click on edit container, click on copy, come back here, right click here, click on paste. And then we can change the title, membership levels. I can exit from here. Next, I go back to the home page, which is open with Elementor. If you want, you can add this title. So I just right click on edit container, copy, come in here, right click here, click on paste. Going back, I right click on edit container on the pricing plans, copy, come back in here, right click here, click on paste. And now we have our page set. I click on update to save my work. Let's take a look by clicking on preview changes. And now we have our page. Users can come here in order to choose the particular package they want to buy. And this is looking better than the previous one. Maybe I need to make some correction here. The price was set to $10.49 and not $10.99. It doesn't really matter, but let's do the correction. So I select it, price, so it will be $10.49. I'll just copy it, update. Let's take a look. The correction is done. Let's go to the home page. We do the same thing, price. I'll just go ahead and paste, then I update, and now everything is set. So that's it on how we customize our membership plans page. The next thing we want to do is display some of the membership links on the top menu right here. At the moment we have only home. Remember, when we were customizing our website, we set home as our top menu. We created our top menu and added the home page. So let's see how we can actually customize it by adding more links to it. And we are going to add the links related to memberships. However, it should be noted that these links we are going to add is not going to be visible to all users. We want users to be able to see only login or register. Upon registering and logging in, they will now see a different set of links. So we are going to install a plugin that will give us the opportunity to be able to hide some of our menu links. To do that, we go to the back end of our website. Then we hover on plugins, click on add new. Under search plugins, we search for user menus. And this is the plugin we are going to use, user menus, nav menu visibility by Code Atlantic. I install now. It is installed. I click on activate. I don't want to opt in for any updates, so I click on skip and it will take me to my plugin section. So the plugin is installed and activated successfully. Before we move forward, let's quickly take off this plugin. We are not using it. This is the plugin that was giving us the gallery feature. Since we are not using it, let's go ahead and deactivate it so that we don't come back to plugins anymore. Delete. Okay. So now let's go ahead and create our menu. I'll hover on appearance, click on menus. Take note, we already have the top menu. We just go ahead and select it. Click on select. At the moment, we have only the home page as our menu. We don't need that, so we drop down the arrow. Then we go ahead and take it off. Now it's time to add the menus we want. First, I want to add membership account. I select it, then click on add to menu. I will add it again for the second time, and I'll show you why I will add 2 of those. So I just add it. So what I do is go over to user links, then I click on login and then log out. Then I go ahead and add them to menu. Now for the first membership account, I drop down the arrow. Under who can see this link, at the moment it is set to everyone. So if I update the menu now, then I go ahead and open my website in a new private window. You see that all the links are visible, and we don't want this. So with the logout, I'll only see it upon logging in onto the website, but we only want to see login right here. So if I go back, what I'm going to do, first of all, the first membership account, I drop down the arrow. Under who can see this, at the moment it is set to everyone. So I drop down the arrow, then I will say logged in users. So it's only login users who have access to this link. Upon selecting login user, you see that we have this black arrow right here. Just click on it, and I'm going to use maybe username. I want users to see their username the moment they log in. So I will remove this text, that is membership account. Then I will say welcome back, comma, then provide space. So it will be welcome back and the username of the client. I collapse this. I'll drop down the arrow here. This one too is going to be seen by logged in users, but for this I'll just leave it as membership account. I don't do any other thing. Next, I click on logged in, and this one is going to be seen by logged out users. So it's only users who have logged out of the website will be able to have access to this link. So when they log in, they don't need to see this link anymore. What I can also do, instead of login, I will make it login/register. So they can use this link to log in, and they can also use it to register onto the website. I'll show you that in a moment. I collapse it, and finally we click on this. Logout is going to be seen by logged in users, and we are done. I click on save to save the menu. Now if I go back to the website in a new private window and refresh, you see that we now have only login and register. So if users click on this, if they already have an account, they will just go ahead and enter in their login details and click on login. If they are new, they can go ahead and click on join now. So they can always use this link in order to log in and also register. So when they click on join now, it will take them to our membership plans where they choose their package. Let's see how the links will be displayed when a user is logged in. So I click on login/register again. So I'll just go ahead and sign in. I click on login, and now I'll see the new links as a logged in user. So I have welcome back Dana, then the membership account, and finally log out. Perfect. And now we are done with adding links onto our top menu. Now let's go ahead and do some final testing of our membership website. To do that, I'm going to open my website in a new private window. So if users land on my website, they can either go over to login or register. For existing users, they go to login, and for new users, they can also decide to check our plans. Whichever way, they can land at the same place. So if they check their plans and want to subscribe, they use any of this. But let's go through the login/register route. So I click on it. It will take me to the login page. I go ahead and enter in my user details and log in. Let's assume I am new, so I click on join now, and I'm going to select the diamond package, which is popular. I'll go ahead and enter my details. I enter Dikupages, the password. I confirm it. I enter in my email address. I copy it and paste it right here, and I'll have to agree to the terms of service by checking this box. Then I go ahead and click on checkout with pay tag. Now remember, we created a coupon code, so let's see how users can enter that. Do you have a discount code? I click here to enter it, and remember it was GYM20. Take note, the price is 499 Ghana cedis. I click on apply, and now it is 399 Ghana cedis. So this is what users will pay now, and when they are renewing, it will now be 499 for every 3 months. Going down, you see that the coupon GYM20 code has been applied successfully. I click on payout or checkout with pay stack, and I'll be redirected to pay stack. I choose success, then I click on pay 399 Ghana cedis. Payment is successful, and I'll be redirected back to the website where I'll be presented with the membership confirmation message. Perfect. Now that the payment is confirmed, I can now use the services of the gym for 3 months with this particular price. So now the question is, how do you know that as a website owner that a particular member's subscription has expired? To check that, what you need to do is go over to your dashboard. It should be noted that when the membership of a particular member is expired, you will receive an email notification with regards to the expiration. So all what you need to do when the particular member comes to your gym, you need to go to memberships, then click on members. You see all the members listed on your website right here. So for instance, if the membership for this member is expired, there are so many parameters you can use to check for their status. You can check them by username or by email. So if I enter in the username of the customer, hit enter. It will filter only the user and you'll be able to determine if the membership is expired or not. Automatically, when they renew their membership, you will see the message as well indicating that they have renewed. So you don't need to bother them by asking their renewal status. One thing you can also do to check this is that each time a particular member comes to the gym, you can always check for their expiration date before they go ahead and start using the facility. So that's it on how users can buy membership packages on our website, and also how we can check for their membership status. So now we have come to the end of creating our gym membership website.